Hey everybody, welcome back to JD Outdoors. It's early February. Got a beautiful day today, light variable winds. Should be high around 65 degrees. So should shape up, have a pretty good crappie catch, I hope. I'm over at Lake Erling again. Water's, I think about 8 to 10 inches high still. Been a lot of rains recently and the lake got up like 3.5 foot over normal. So it's falling out. Let's go see what we can do. Our first victim is sitting about 12 foot deep in 13 foot of water. He's about a 10 1/8 inch fish. The minimum length limit on Erling is 10 inch minimum. So don't really want to try to push the limits on that. You're going to look for fish that are closer to 11 before we even think about keeping them. Right here you'll see some bottom dwellers. You can see the spots at the bottom and they're kind of creeping along, look like a turtle maybe. Um, Sometimes you'll find crappie stacked on the bottom, and in this case, I actually saw them down there and got a couple of them to come up and look at my jig, and finally one of them took it. I'd like to take just a minute and talk to you about what I was catching these fish on today. I started the morning out with a black and chartreuse 1/16 ounce jig, hand tied. I started tying my own jigs last year. Um, the darker color seemed to be the way to go in the dingier water right at the first light, and I did catch quite a few on that one. Then I ended up going to a low profile jig. It doesn't have a chenille body, just basically a head and some tied feathers. Did that in white and chartreuse with a little gray. Caught a few fish on it, but still didn't seem to be the ticket. Then I switched over later in the day to this blue and olive and did pretty well on it. Caught quite a few fish and some of the bigger fish on that particular bait. Here's a pretty good fish that's set up down there on a little twig, and he was ready to bite. As soon as the bait got down there, he hit it right away. Decent fish. Here's another one staged down there on some structure. Uh, so far, that seemed to be the ticket. You know, find a fish that's holding tight to structure, and if you could hold it on him for a second or two, pretty much would commit to it. It looked like. Here's a fish sitting on the side of a leaning tree. You can see him kind of sparkling there. That's what sets him apart from the rest of the structure. And he hit it pretty quick as soon as it got there. pretty good crappie sitting on a stop 16 foot out. I pitched out past him. When my bait floated to him, he was waiting on it. Some of you may wonder what I'm doing holding my rod halfway up, and others probably know exactly what it is. Sometimes you have to manipulate the bait as best you can with a long rod, and I was trying to stay on top of this crappie as I drifted by, and I didn't want to hit the trolling motor and spook him. So I just kind of stayed with it and ended up catching a pretty nice black crappie. Stay with him. Good black crappie right there. This particular crappie wasn't on any structure. He was actually floating under a school of bait fish, and when he hits it and takes off on my bait and I pull him up, you can see him scatter. Sometimes you're presented with more than one opportunity on the same bush. You can watch my bait go by the top crappie. He doesn't even turn on the bait. So I drop it right down to that one that's sitting in the bush, and he ended up wanting it. Here's another bottom dweller, and you can see, especially when I pull this fish up after he's caught, you can see the other fish in the area. There's quite a few on the bushes surrounding him. There's several fish in that bush, and you can actually see two of them coming after my bait right there at the end when I bring it through. And just my luck, I think I caught the smaller of the two. Saw this fish hanging around the snag there. Dropped the bait on him. He came at it. I never felt him, but I could tell that the bait was gone and he was there. So I checked up, and sure enough, here he came. Once again, here's a situation where you got two good fish on the same stop. You can watch the bait go by the top one, and he moves a little bit, but he never commits to it. I drop right down on the second one, and he takes it. Several times today, I would pull up to a top, and fish would just start to leave. In this particular case, it was no different, but I did see some fish that stayed tight in the middle of this bush, so I dropped on them and caught one of them. Here's another top with at least 4 crappie in it, and I kind of dragged my bait through it. The one on the very end seemed the most interested, and he followed it all the way across and hit it. I thought this catch was pretty cool. Got a crappie, he's moving, basically coming towards the boat, and turns around, looks at my bait, and then bites it. I usually don't go for the moving crappie, but in this case, he worked out pretty good. He was swimming along and stopped. Closer to the creek edges, I was seeing a lot of smaller fish, and this one looked a little bit better than the ones around him, so I went for him, and he was a keeper. So, but I did see quite a few fish around these creek channels, just not any bigger fish, so to speak. You meet all kind of neat people when you're out fishing, and today I had the pleasure of meeting a guy that was a U.S. Army retired veteran with 3 tours overseas, and just kind of humbles you to know, we're out here doing what we love to do because of guys like him. So, if you see a veteran, thank them for their service, and know that's why we get to sit out here and do what we love to do. I think he also brought me some good luck because it's been a little bit since I caught one, and when I was talking to him, I caught a pretty nice one here. Hey, you might be in the background. You just never know. You never know who's on there. Good to meet you. Here's another top that had quite a few fish in it, and I was able to get one of them. I actually dropped past him, but brought it back and caught him. And there was some more at the bottom behind or below him. But anyway, I catch this one, and if you keep your eye on that one in the middle and watch the next clip, we'll go after him. Same fish, same top. Uh, he watched his buddy get caught. Now we're going after him, and he's a willing participant as well. Same top as before, just a little bit different angle on it. Uh, this top was ready. The fish on it all seemed to be pretty hungry. As fun as this is, I know I need to start heading home. I've caught plenty, and I'm just going to catch one more and then quit on a good note. Hey y'all, thanks for watching JD Outdoors. We had a wonderful day today on Lake Erling. Beautiful, beautiful day. Temperature is just right, and blue skies. Lord just blessed us with an awesome day today. Any day fishing beats a day at work, I guarantee you. But thanks for watching. If you would, like and subscribe to my channel and tell your buddies about it. See where we end up going next. Take care.